It has been stated multiple times, but most prominently by Dr. Jonah Camming and RVS Wright in the Journal of Human Evolution that the best evidence for identifying the inhabitants of Northeast Asia in the terminal Pleistocene or early Holocene periods is provided by the human burials from the upper cave at Zuccotian, and in particular the Old Man. Zuccotian is a cave system in Beijing, China. It has produced some of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries to date. These discoveries include one of the first species of Homo erectus, nicknamed the Peking Man, as well as a collection of bones of the oversized hyena Pacosaurus brevistus. This site is such a prominent location due to the important discoveries of quartz flakes, burnt bones, fire-cracked rocks, and ash layers in direct association with Homo erectus skeletal remains. Fissures in the limestone containing Middle Pleistocene deposits have yielded the remains of about 45 individuals, as well as animal remains and snowflake and chopping tools. The oldest animal remains date from as early as 6,900,000 years ago, and tools from 67,100,000 years ago, while another authority dates the tools found from no earlier than 5,300,000 years ago. During the Upper Paleolithic, the site was reoccupied and remains of Homo sapiens and its stone and bone tools have also been recovered from the upper cave. This is what we are going to hone in on. According to scientist Wu and Wang, the multidisciplinary study of the Zuccotian fossil localities beginning in 1977 undoubtedly can be regarded as the turning point in the application of absolute dating methods in Chinese paleoanthropology. The crater Chongqing, an asteroid 243 Ida, was named after this location. The caves are located in Fengshan District, southwest central Beijing.
Discovery of our ancestors, the Peking Man site at Zhoukoudian. This is Longkou Mountain in the village of Zhoukoudian, southwest of Beijing. Longkou means animal fossils. The site's long been important because fossils are used in Chinese medicine. Tests on some of them in 1926, however, revealed they weren't of animals, but of human teeth, estimated to be between 400 and 500,000 years old. The ancestor who had them became known as Peking Man. The discovery of traces of an unknown human ancestor shook the world of anthropology and led to large-scale excavations. An almost perfect skull of Peking Man was discovered on the 2nd of December 1929. The forehead was much lower and the eyebrows jutted out more than modern man's. Its less rounded head is believed to have contained a brain about 2/3 the size of the human brain today. This is a reconstructed bust model of a Peking Man. The discovery of Peking Man's remains has been indispensable in learning about evolution. This photo was taken the day after the discovery. The skull was wrapped in layers of newspaper and kept in plaster. Pei Wenzhong made the find. He is often referred to as the father of Chinese archaeology. Subsequent excavations led to caves where Peking men lived. Various kinds of stone tools were found. Peking Man used different sizes and degrees of hardness according to the task in hand. Some remains indicated the use of fire. This is fossilized ash. Peking Man used fire to cook their prey. The discovery meant the oldest historical evidence of human use of fire had to be rewritten a few 100,000 years earlier than previously thought. Other skull fragments were later found, making a total of 5 skulls, but they were lost during the Second World War. Excavations resumed afterwards. Significant Peking Man skull fragments were found in 1966. A perfectly reconstructed model of a Peking Man skull was shown to the public for the first time in China in 2003.
The Zuccotti site of Beijing, China, has been accredited with many geoarchaeological finds, including sedimentary evidence of fire use by Homo erectus. The site dates back to the early Pleistocene, whose environment was mostly covered in ice due to an ice age. These cold temperatures and glacial environments forced Homo erectus to adapt, using their environment in any way they could. An analysis of the soil and sediments found in Peking Man's cave shows evidence of the cold climate and an implication of fire use by Homo erectus. According to volume 27 of the Journal of Archaeological Science, the cave sediments are more than 40 meters thick and has been subsequently divided into several layers to be separately analyzed. After dating the soil using thermal ionization mass spectrometry, it has been confirmed that this particular cave use was during the Middle Pleistocene. The layers are mostly composed of different rock forms, such as breccia and different types of limestone. The first evidence implicating the use of fire comes from the fourth layer of sediments exposing ash and limestone blocks. Only 2 other layers contained ash, raising the question of whether Homo erectus had adapted to their cold environment with fire or not. There is no other evidence of fire use. The remaining sediments contain few artifacts, such as the Peking Man skull found in layer 11 and another in layer 3. Other types of artifacts include fossils and stoneware. One interesting thing found in the lower levels of sediment deposit is the existence of hyena dung. The existence of this dung proves heavily supporting evidence to many theories that the food remains found in the cave were more attuned to the hunting habits of these hyenas. There have been over 100,000 artifacts found at Zuccotti, and they range from possible hearths to stone tools to burnt bones and fossilized grains. The earliest tools recorded were crude and shapeless, but over time they became more refined for specific tasks. Common tools found were choppers and chopping tools, as well as flakes that were fashioned to do various things like scrapers, points, burns, and awls. There is also some evidence of Homo erectus's hunter-gatherer lifestyle in the food remains that have been found. Things like charred ostrich shells and hackberry shells have been found, which imply that Homo erectus supplemented their protein diet with wild fruits, tubers, and nuts. However, there are some people who think that all of the remains found are similar to those of hyenas in their scavenger-like qualities and the way that all of the food was scattered about. Some researchers believe that Homo erectus may have also been able to use wood in their tool making, since some stone spear points have been found. It is possible that they hafted the points onto the wood to make the spears with an unknown sticky substance. From all of the evidence that we have, there is still much that has not been discovered or properly analyzed, so there is much we still do not know about what artifacts Homo erectus used at Zuccotti.
After the initial fossils were discovered, anthropologists began looking at the hominin behavior that took place so long ago. Anthropologists believe that H. erectus deliberately used fire inside the cave. The use of fire was a breakthrough for man. It provided warmth, cooking ability, modification to tools, and it could be used as protection. However, after further investigation, archaeologists realized that the use of fire occurred after fossilization, which meant it could not have been used by H. erectus. There was also evidence at the Zuccotti site that indicated that there were modern humans in Asia. The fossils were from the late Palestine period. These modern human fossils found at the Zuccotti and Tanyan site display signs of interbreeding with pre-modern populations. This led to the theory of out of Asia. It was believed that modern humans arose and were first evolving in Asia as opposed to Africa. This belief was conflicting, and most anthropologists believe that Africa was the initial place of modern humans. There were many clashing discoveries that caused the out-of-Asia theory to be questioned. Currently, more anthropologists are following the out-of-Africa theory due to the amount of fossils and evidence discovered at these sites. Anthropologists hope that once more discoveries are made, it will help us better understand the early modern H. sapiens in China.